Okay, I am ridiculously pumped for tonight. I love when we have guests that come on and just inspire the heck out of us. And I know that you guys will be tonight with DeDe. Y'all know that I have run with Alita's team for ever and ever and ever. We met at Jewel training years ago, like 8 years ago now, and we've just done so much together. And I have watched DeDe just come up out of like the ashes in their team page and just crush everything that she touches. And before some of y'all hopped on, before we started recording, she actually just said before she even swept the contest for Leaders Retreat, she had already booked her tickets for Sunday because she had that much belief that she was going to do it. And I think that that's the perfect introduction because I've watched you do this over and over and over again, DeDe, as a single mom with three kids, just doing the things because you've shut the back door on everything else and you know that this is what you want to do and this is where you're going to be. And it is changing so much for you. And so I am so thankful for you jumping on tonight because you've got 1,000 other things to do, but this is one plexus. And y'all, when I messaged her, there was not even a hesitation. It was like, tell me the time, tell me the dates, I will be there. And that's what I love so much about what we do here is that it's not a competition. It's literally everybody rising. And DeDe, I see you doing that so many spaces and places. And so I'm so thankful for the way that you show up for everybody, and we can't wait to learn from you tonight. So go ahead and take it away. If y'all have questions, drop them in the chat or send them to me, and we'll take a couple of minutes at the end. And then at the very end, after DeDe goes through, we're going to talk a little hot second about our GLP-1, the posts that are going around, and all the things. We'll save that for the end. So if you guys have any questions about that too. All right. Thank you for being here.
Sounds good. You're welcome. So yeah, that belief in beginning of December when I booked that flight for a trip that I had not 100% swept yet, was just this is happening. Like I knew that I was taking my boyfriend to Mexico and we were going to earn that extra day, and there was no way around it. At that point, I had not yet earned Icon. I had not yet ranked up to Ruby, and every bit of it, I just knew it was going to happen in December, basically come hell or high water, it was happening. So I booked my ticket. But I didn't start out with that belief. So I joined like December or January, I don't know, 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that. The beginning of January last year was when I first purchased my products. And I had reached out to Cheryl, who I had worked with 4 years prior, for 4 years as her virtual assistant. So I was familiar with the company. I was familiar with the products. I was putting together the presentations. I knew the compensation plan because I had helped her put that together. I knew all of these things. But basically, because it didn't apply to me, it was like in one ear and out the next, right? So I kind of knew what was happening, but I wasn't feeding into it. I just knew that these products could help me. And I got to the point that I was just sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And so I asked her what I needed to get started with for products. I was not sharing to begin with. Cheryl had planted seed after seed after seed after seed and continued to gently nudge without really pushing me to say, this is what you need to do. And I was like, nope, you can't make me do it. I'm not sharing. It's not happening. At some point, I had jokingly mentioned that it would be really nice to hit Emerald when she said that I would get a free car and $100,000 salary and a trip to Hawaii. And I was like, okay, I can do that after October when my last book fair runs. And she was like, okay, sounds good. And put me in a chat immediately with Alita. So if you've never done that and put somebody immediately in a chat with your upline, you probably should, because that was my turning point. I got connected on a call with Alita like within, I don't know, hours, I think. And it was everything that Alita said to me was everything Cheryl had said to me before, but just coming from somebody else, something clicked for me. And I remember Alita saying that I had the perfect combination of inspiration and desperation that I needed to make it here. And those words just stuck with me. And when I hung up the phone with her, I ended up calling Cheryl back and I was like, is there any chance I could get to convention in June? And she was like, yes, there is. And things just really shifted from there. So it was about that time that I earned the free iPad incentive. There was a $500 something or other incentive. I don't remember if it was for a rank up or a monthly incentive or something. But I took that $500. I brought my kids to Dick's Sporting Goods in the beginning of April. And as a single mom with three little kids, there was no extra money. I mean, there still isn't. Let's be real. Nobody has extra money right now. But I took that $500 and I swiped my card at Dick's and I let my kids buy whatever they wanted. Mind you, my kids are in T-ball. So they did not need helmets. They didn't need bats. They didn't need bat bags. but it was just an amazing feeling to be like, get all the stuff you want. Let's do it. Let's go spend the money and let's just do it. And so that really for me was a huge turning point. And at that point, I decided that I needed to start treating things differently. It was real for me. So I had gone fast start silver in January just because my boyfriend and two friends wanted to know what I was up to, but I wasn't sharing. By the end of March, I was senior silver, but again, not sharing. Like the business was kind of like happening, but Cheryl was running it in the background for me. And by the end of April, I went gold because I really started putting some effort in. Right around convention time, I went senior gold. And then it wasn't until the end of December, literally the 31st at the last possible second of the month that I ranked up to ruby. My number one, level one, her name is Erica. She ranked up senior gold on that same day within the same number of seconds before the end of the year. So Erica is essentially half of my team. You need 500 points for Ruby. Erica hit that 250. So I also was very conscious of the fact that Erica's team was strong, but I needed to make up those other 250 points somewhere. So it wasn't all just coming from her. I was consistently recruiting, building deep and building wide, and just sticking with that consistency for months. So here's what actually got me there. My number one tip is to build people, not points. You need to find a level one who wants to run with you. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to be stacking everything in that one leg because if that leg falls apart, where are you? You need to have that width as well. You want to be developing leaders at level one, but also two, three, and four. You need to be diving deep. Just don't stop at the level one because if the level one's not interested, they might have brought somebody else on board who is interested. So get them to start working. I have threes and fours right now that are sharing, and I've been working with them all weekend on putting up posts and sending messages because their upline may or may not want to be at a leadership level right now. So I'm working with them to help them as well. Working on sustainability because yes, there can be quick spikes. Like sometimes there's a whole lot of people that come in at one time and you feel like you're juggling all these things. But you have to stay consistent with the recruiting as well. You can't just have three people join 1 month and then the next 3 months you don't recruit anybody. So you need to keep that consistent. And your best builders are going to be your best customers as well. So just keep that in mind. If you want Ruby to last, if you want any level to last, any rank up to last, you need to build deep and build wide. My second tip is following up and making sure that customer care is in the forefront of your business. So don't fear the no or the not yet. Those are people that you need to just continue to follow up with. A no it's not a good time for me right now, unless they swear at you and block you and you no longer have access to them. Put them on your follow-up list. It might be weeks from now, it could be months from now, it could be a year or two from now. Cheryl asked me for 4 years to build this business and I kept telling her no. And then even when she got me on as a customer, it was still months before I finally gave in. So don't give up. You need to have some kind of a follow-up system. Have to have something in place. I just have a running list on my phone of all of the people that have ever expressed interest at all in any way, shape, or form. It may have just been a like on one of my posts, but I sent them a message. They probably ghosted me, but they showed interest somehow. And it might have just been because they were rooting for me. They were cheering for me because I had a rank up, because I announced I was going to Cancun, whatever it might be. But they showed some interest. They're on my list and I'm following up with them. Maybe not every time there's a promo, every time there's a special deal, but making sure that I keep touching base. And it's not always just, here's the most recent deal. Sometimes it's just, hey, how was your Sunday? Like, just pop in. How's everything going? Making sure that you're sending birthday messages. Sorry, I've got this tickle. Send out birthday messages every day. It's a really, really easy way to connect with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, depending on how many people's birthdays it is. Just a quick like, hey, how's it going? What's your health goal for the year? What are you looking forward to most this year? That kind of thing. Get the conversation going because it can always lead to plexus later, but maybe it doesn't right away. Always have something to invite to. whether it's a messenger chat you've got going, it's the Wednesday night call or the Tuesday night call or the Monday night call, or you've got a challenge group going on your team or something. Always have something to invite to because it seems much more natural when you reach out to somebody and say, hey, I'd like you to do this with me, than to just say, hey, have you ever heard of gut health before? Have something to invite them to. Set your expectations early. When somebody says, so this gut health combo, does this really work? Well, yes, it does, but you need to be consistent. You need to take the products consistently. You need to stick to the system. If you do the things that you're supposed to do, yes, you will see the results. Are you going to see them tomorrow? Probably not. I say this all the time. Are you going to do this? Probably not. Is this going to happen? Probably not. Set those expectations for people so that they know that this isn't a magic pill. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes your cells 90 to 100 days to fully regenerate. Things are not going to happen that quickly. So don't overpromise them what's going to happen, because then they'll lose trust in you when they don't see that that's happened. You want to check in beyond the products. If somebody shares that they have a surgery coming up, they've got a wedding coming up, their sister's about to have a baby, whatever it is, like I set reminders on my phone all day long. Remind me to check in with Casey on her wrist surgery next Friday at 2:30, and that thing pops up and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to check in with Casey. Um, I had a girl, a former student of mine who's a customer and has been for a while. She just got married in Disney, but they had a heck of a time getting to Florida, flights canceled, flights changed, all these things. I happened to pop in right at the right moment to be like, hey, how's everything going? You ready for your wedding this weekend? And the phone rang and I was like, what is this number? And it was her. And she would call in tears. She was like, our flight got delayed and we can't get to Florida. And she just like unloaded on me. And I was like, okay, we can get through this, like I had a connection with her because I was her teacher before, but yeah, sometimes people just need to talk and you might just pop in at just the right time. And that really does build trust for the future as well. So be available to do stuff like that. Um, Help them troubleshoot before they just quit. Maybe it's a tweak in their product regimen. Maybe it's a tweak in, how they're changing things or how they're taking things or when they're taking them or mixing certain things together or splitting their capsules up morning and afternoon. Or maybe it's not easy for them to be able to take their capsules at lunchtime with food. So it could be breakfast? Could it be dinner? Kind of adjust things, work with them, troubleshoot. And remember that people over points. You got to remember to put the people first, because these are not just points in your back office. They're real life people. They're humans too. And that retention is really built on relationships. So my other tip for you is to touch your business daily, even if it's just 5-10 minutes. Put up a post, get in your stories, send a handful of messages, work in those pockets of time. I am way beyond guilty of working while driving all the time, and my team knows it. But I'm always sending voice memos. I'm always sending voice memos because it's so easy to hit that button and send them. When somebody sends back a long response, okay, I'll wait for a stoplight to read it. But if it's a quick thing, yeah, of course, I'm glancing down at my phone so that I can respond with another voice memo. Because it's an easy time to be able to work. And whenever I have the opportunity, I'll have somebody else drive so I can sit there and take advantage of that time, because otherwise I feel like it's just time wasted. Always make sure that you're carrying samples. I walked past a guy in Target the other day who was complaining about a migraine, and I like spun around and I was like, did you say migraine? He was like, yeah. And I was like, you should try this. And I handed him a stick of Active. And he's like, okay. So I've been taking Active whenever I have migraines now for months, and it's made a world of difference for me. You should try this. Here's my card. Reach out. Do I expect the guy to call me? No. Randy's probably never going to call me, but at least I made an effort, right? I got his name. I handed him a stick of Active, and maybe next time he has a migraine, he'll think of me, and maybe he won't. I don't know. But was it worth the $1.50 to get my name out there? Possibly. He could hand it to his daughter. He could hand it to his son-in-law. Like, who knows? Maybe somebody else has more migraines than he does, and my name gets passed along. So it's worth it to me to make sure I've got samples on me all the time. Your upline has systems. I know Bree has systems in place. Use them. Don't recreate the wheel. Use the systems that are in place. Kind of shifting a little bit, but convention. If you are not planning on going to convention, get your butt to convention. Being present in events like that matters. It really does. You're going to have this vision put in front of you. If you've never been to a huge event like this, leaders are made at events like this. And I've been to events for another direct sales company as well. And it's incredible when you leave there, the motivation that you have and the drive that you have, and just get to convention if at all possible to get to convention. Do a little bit of personal development each day and lean into your community. So all of these things are kind of touching on your business every day in some kind of way, but making sure that you're visible all the time in social media. And that doesn't mean that every single post has to be about Plexus, because that can be annoying to some people. So post about your family, post about what you're doing, post about your dog, post about the pipe that just burst in your basement, like whatever it is, because people are going to reach out and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe your pipe burst. That happened to me last week. And you can be like, yeah, isn't it awful? And then somehow the conversation leads to Plexus. It just does. It'll happen eventually. Have those conversations, be a person, be a human. When you show up consistently, your team's going to as well. So I guess all of this is to say that I didn't really build this business under perfect conditions. I built it as a single mom of three, in between the baseball practices, in between the soccer practices, the running my daughter to dance, running the kids to school. I have a split custody schedule, which is awful. I pick my kids up, or my kids leave every 2 to 3 days. So every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, we're switching kids. They're back and forth constantly. When they're not here, I live in Massachusetts with my boyfriend. So I've got an hour haul back and forth. I work with my mom on the days when I don't have my kids. I'm moving furniture for hours on end for her staging business. I'm working in pockets of my day whenever I can. I have built when I'm tired. I've built when I'm sick. I'm building when engagement is low, but I have stayed. And it's that consistency that's mattered. Because I stayed, I was able to bring my kids to El Salvador last summer on an unforgettable vacation with my boyfriend and his family. I was able to take them to Great Wolf Lodge a few weeks ago when I hit Ruby. I'll be taking them to, hopefully nobody's listening, taking them to Florida in April. They don't know it yet, but we're going to get on a plane again and we're taking them to Florida because my grandfather's not doing well and we've got friends down there we haven't seen in 3 years. So we're making it happen. And that never would have been possible before Plexus. So hitting Ruby wasn't luck. It was consistency, it was community. It's been developing people and pouring into people. And I guess my biggest takeaway is if you stay and if you build leaders and if you love your customers well, this is all possible for you too. So I'll give it back to you, Bree.
Mic drop. That is so good. So, so good. And it's good for people to hear on the outside because we all have to do this the same way, right? It's not like a magic pill or a magic message that every single person has that sends. When you say that if y'all have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. DeDe, do you have just like 2 seconds
Yeah,
if I ask
I
a
have
couple
plenty of time.
questions?
You're good. No rush. Kids
What
are
is
in bed.
it that I heard you say over and over to build people, and we say this often on our team too, like it's people over points. And so when you think about if somebody brand new was coming into you and you wanted to build them as a person, what does that mean for you or what does that look like for you?
I'm sending voice memos so they can hear my voice. They can hear the excitement in my voice. They can hear the passion in my voice. I'm getting on an unboxing call with them face to face through
Mm.
FaceTime, through Messenger, making sure that they can see my face. I'm in those conversations constantly. Your package is about to arrive. It's going to be like Christmas. Oh my gosh, your package is here. How exciting. Let's connect on a call. Okay, great. Tonight, don't forget to take those capsules. Don't forget, how are you feeling? Are things moving daily and easily for you? I tell them right off the bat, like, we're going to get very close and up close and personal here about your bowel movements. You've probably never talked about your poop so much in your life. We're going to talk about it because it's important. And using a little bit of humor like that, especially with people that you've never met before. They may be connections that have come in as a level 2, a level 3. They might be, in my case, I sent out a handful of cold messages for the Stronger Challenge and had people jump in. And Cheryl was like, okay, who is this person to you? I'm like, I don't know. I just messaged somebody who had a green light and now all of a sudden she wants their products. I have no idea who this person is. And she's sharing by the end of the week. So it worked out great for me, but I had no idea who this person was. So I've had to make more of an effort to just be in that chat, asking her questions, commenting on her posts, watching her stories, just building that relationship so that she feels that connection to me and feels comfortable enough telling me about her bathroom habits, but also trusting me to be able to build a team under her as well.
Yeah. Could you take somebody through from their unboxing call to the first ask to share? Or have you already asked them to
I've
share
already
before they
asked them.
even? I
Yeah,
was
I've already
hoping
asked
you would
them.
say that. Yeah.
Yep. So as soon as I talked to them about the VIP perks, because it always comes up in conversation to say it's going to be $1, $10, 9.95, whatever it is for the VIP. So the VIP membership is going to get you, me as your health coach. It's going to get you access to our team page, to our monthly, quarterly challenges, and it's also going to get you this free VIP referral link. So just like you share your favorite pizza, your favorite jeans, your lipstick, whatever, you can share these products, except that Plexus will actually pay you to do so. So you've got this free referral link. If you bring 3 friends along, you get $300. Plexus puts that money on the table for you, whether you want to pick it up or you want to walk away
Mm,
from it. It's
love
up to
that.
you, but that is there. So they get that conversation, and many of them have the hesitation with the financial ahead of time. I always have that conversation before I even sign people up. They know that there's a possibility. And then on the unboxing call, we'll go through their products, talk about a regimen, come up with a regimen for them. While I'm doing that, taking notes so that I can send it in their chat and pin it so that it's there afterwards. And then I always say at the end of the call, don't forget you've got that VIP referral link because we've already talked about it. So it's very natural to just say, who else, not can you think of 3 people, but who can you think of that could work, that could do this with you, that wants to do this with you. It's
Yeah.
so much easier when you've got a friend or 2 or 3, and don't forget about that cash incentive. So yeah, usually it's like, don't forget about that because we've already talked about it.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. Can you talk about your goals to
Goals
end
moving
with?
forward. My
Yep.
goal right now is to walk across that stage in June as an emerald, which is tripling my business and then some. So it's a very lofty goal. December, I know that I hit Ruby points because we did a lot of like buy one get one free with the reset. So we had probably close to 100 points worth of people that joined with the reset deal, or people fall off, right? So like it's usually like a third are coming, a third are going, and a third are there to stay, at least for the moment.
Mhm.
So our team has kind of, I won't say like dwindled down, but I was actually pretty happy with my points in that I didn't re-rank Ruby last month. For the first time ever, I didn't re-rank because I knew going into the month that I had hit 503 points, but I was sitting at like 402 when all of those orders didn't process again last month. So I was happy to end the month at like 450. And I was like, okay, we just got to keep pushing forward. So I still haven't re-ranked Ruby for this month, but my plan is Emerald by the end of May, which means I'll walk in June.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you and I'm so inspired by you. And I hope that what y'all heard from this too before we if you guys would just drop your top takeaway before DeDe hops off in the chat and what you guys hear from her and are inspired by her, because I have no doubt that you will hit Emerald and that when you close the back door, I think that that's what so many of the people on our team are honestly struggling with. It's closing the back door and knowing that you cannot, in the hard moments, just take a step back from your business because and if you really truly want to be
What do you
here to
need?
build,
Charger?
I love that you don't have to always be on, right?
Right.
And I know that some people think that I'm crazy for this, but I was in the ICU last year after my surgery unexpectedly. And some of our team was getting messages from me, and they're like, "Why are you messaging from the ICU?" I'm like, "Because I can. Like,
Because
I'm
I'm
not
sitting
dying.
here doing nothing
I,
anyway.
yes.
Yep.
So I might as well be messaging and building my business because that's how dedicated I am. And I know that you've gotten where you are because that's how dedicated you are. And so when we've got these like ebbs and flows in our business, it is okay. But it's not okay to keep having the ebbs and flows and then keep saying that we want more and to keep stop and starting. And so that's what I want y'all to know in this is no matter where you want to take it, it's fine, right? You can be anywhere you want to be with this, but
Dude,
closing the back door on it and working super
door. My fucking son.
consistently is the only way that you will be able to get where you want to be in this. And so I have no doubt that you'll keep
And
going
if you have
and that you'll
kids and you
walk.
don't have them invested, get them invested, because I promise you that when you tell them you're going to do something, they're going to check in with you 14 times a day to figure out where your points are at. Mine followed me all the way through December. I didn't share this before, but I had told them at the beginning, it was like December 5th or 6th. they remembered that 3 years ago with my other company, we had done some kind of a sales challenge or a booking challenge that if we hit so many points that the leaders would like pick a leader or the team would pick a leader to get pied in the face. And so my kids thought that that was just the best. So they must have found an old video on my phone and they were like, "Can we pie you in the face again?" And I was like, "Actually, that'd be kind of a fun challenge to do. We haven't done that in a while." So we went live on Facebook one night, the four of us, and said, "If my team brings on 30 new people this month, then mommy gets pied in the face." And they just like they ran with it. They thought it was the best thing. So it was a few days after Christmas. We were close. I think we were like 25-ish. We really had been pushing. And they were like, "We need to do a video because people need to know that you're you're close." I've got a fourth grader. We need to people need to know that you're close. And it was dinner time on the 31st that 30th new order came through. And I cleaned up dinner and sat on the floor of the kitchen and got pied. Like I'm talking plates full of whipped cream, like not a whole pie, right? But plates full of whipped cream, not only by my three, but also my boyfriend's daughter and my daughter's best friend. So I had 5 plates full of whipped cream in my face. And that propelled us forward for the next 7 hours until midnight when I hit Ruby. So that really was like it was a big thing for my kids all month long. I had told them when I ranked up Ruby, I would take them to Great Wolf Lodge. So they checked in constantly to see where I was at. And they were here for Super Saturday. So they were part of getting ready for that event. They were here entertaining the younger kids that came along with my other people that, my team members that were here. And my daughter at the end of the day was like, "So what's next? Like, what happens the next time you rank up?" And I said, "Well, when I rank up to Emerald, we'll have the new car stipend and we'll have the," and she was like, "Yeah, but Emerald's not next. Senior Ruby's next." And I was like, "No, we're cruising right over Senior Ruby. Like, I'm not worried about Senior Ruby. We're going right to Emerald." She's like, "You can't do that." I said, "Yes, I can. That's what
Yeah.
we're going to do. We're going right past Senior Ruby to Emerald." So yeah, they're very invested. And if you don't have your kids invested, get them invested.
Yeah. I love that so much. I will have people drop in our team chat too, so I can send it over to you. But I'm so thankful for you taking the time and just hopping on and inspiring everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Absolutely. Good night, DeDe.
Good night.
All right, y'all. A couple of things before we hop off. The GLP-1. Does anybody have any questions about that first? Or do you want me to just go over what we're doing with this? I went live on the team page and talked about it. If anybody has any questions, unmute and you can ask or drop them in the chat. It is making waves. Some of y'all have been here for a long time. You remember like when we got the new Slim, when the microbiome Slim came out, and then we got the hunger control Slim. There's been a couple of times in our business where things have kind of happened and it's just propelled people. This this has probably been something that has generated more conversations than I ever remember having, people that are coming back. And so, Robin, do you have a question?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry. So I didn't get to watch the live. I just was kind of like catching up on it a little bit. So basically, is it just you take mid-morning, you take everything all together? Is
Yep.
that, and
Yep.
then,
So make sure, oh, go
and
ahead.
you can still take your triplex and your other stuff, but you have to take it like far away from it, right? Basically, you just can't.
So the big thing with this, so it's restore the black cherry slim because there's spirulina in the black cherry slim that people are having extra results with. If they don't have the black cherry slim, hunger control slim will still work. People are not having as good of results as far as like the weight loss, the inflammation, the extra using the microbiome. However, I told Baker this earlier, I cannot.
Oh, shoot. Okay, bummer. The one that I did yesterday, I did the hunger control.
We need the hunger control. They're
Oh,
not
I thought you
having as,
said, oh, I thought you
yeah.
said we need the microbiome.
No,
Sorry.
you're not having as good
Sorry.
of results with the
Oh my God.
microbiome.
Okay, sorry.
But here's what I'm telling my people too. I cannot take the microbiome slim. There's something about the prebiotics and the microbiome slim that end up flaring my autoimmune. My body is really an anomaly. Like there's some certain things that I just like can't mix and can't do. I know Baker doesn't necessarily do the hunger control slim, and there's some others of you. If you have already noticed that your body responds better on one, I'm not telling y'all to like abandon ship, right? Like take the products that you know and you love, but if you can take the hunger control slim, the black cherry hunger control slim, the restore, and then two balance. I usually do block instead of balance. Balance is too much for my system. And so if you've already found that too, but those three products taken together mid-morning or 30 minutes before lunch. Okay. For like the first week, and I had pretty good results with it already, like losing weight and just like bloat weight and inflammation. I was doing my slim and then I would take my restore like a shot because I didn't want to mix the two of them together. I love my slim. And then taking my block with it or taking your balance. I just started mixing the slim and restore together. It reminds me of cranberry juice or like a black cherry Tootsie Pop or something like that. It's really good, actually. I was kind of shocked at how good it is. And then taking your balance or your block right afterwards. I am still doing my protein shake in the morning. The big thing with this, like I've always mixed my slim and my active together. It's too much together with the extra stevia to mix them together. So when they say to like separate out your products, I'm just taking my active later in the afternoon. I'm still doing my protein shake and my collagen first thing in the morning. People are still eating breakfast regularly. This is not something that you need to like fast for a long time with and then break your fast with the Slim and the Restore. It's just taking it mid-morning, 30 minutes before your food. And then just like Robin just asked, like I'm still doing my E's multiple times a day because I always have. I'm still doing my X Factor, my ProBio, my Bio Cleanse, all of that stuff later on in the day. So it's not that you can't use any other products, but people are also having incredible success with just those three products. And I think that a big reason, we all know what's happened the last couple of years, right? With extra medications, with toxins, with all the things. And so the Restore is going in and it's really clearing everything out. Yes, Sam, we have lots of people in this like trial group that they did with Wendy Larson's team that still did active first thing in the morning. So don't think that you can't like take other products. It's just those three products together, the way that it's helping with glucose metabolism, blocking, the carbs and the sugars, and just really clearing toxins. So those three products together, we do have a combo now. It's saving like $30. It was like 206 or I think or 216 maybe before. It's 176 and 140 PV now for those three products together. Originally, when I did my live, y'all know me, I was so excited about this. I was like, we're starting March 1st. It's a Sunday. Tina Marie, who's our team assistant, and she does a lot for a lot of the diamonds within Plexus. We've got about 30 diamonds that are all together on this rowing. Our team is still going to do some stuff in our team page starting March 1st, but everybody in Plexus is kind of starting March 8th together. We are going to do this in our team page. I know I talked to some of y'all about this. I think that our team needs a big win. I don't know about y'all, but just like bringing everybody back together in our team page, not putting people in a different group, which I've loved in some seasons. But even if people are not ordering, we're not worrying about like the 100 PV for the giveaways and all of that stuff. We're going to do the team challenge, like all of the posts, all of the things that we normally do. Every single thing is going to be in the Freedom Collective page because I want people seeing wins. And I want this to be compounding, right? So this time you might have like 3 or 4 people on your team that are really bought into it and they're getting super active in the team page and they're seeing things. And those 3 or 4 people are going to end up being 15 or 20 people next month because they're going to have success and they're going to start talking about it. And that's why I wanted you guys to see the simplicity in what DeDe is doing, but also the hard work in what she's doing, right? Getting people on calls and talking to them about it, making sure that we're staying consistent through all the things. And life is lifing for so many of us right now, right? But we have the products and we have the momentum and we have the things that people need to be able to do this. And so you have to be bought into it, okay? I want you guys posting about your results. I want you talking about it. I don't know that I've ever posted so much about the Plexus products in a 24-hour time span as I have right now because there are so many people talking about this and I want to capitalize on it. And y'all have heard me like sometimes I'm like, oh, like one Plexus post a day and then, we've got to vary all of this stuff and we do. But going live in your stories, going live on your page, tomorrow night at 8:30, I'm going to do another Meet Plexus and we're going to talk all about this. And it's going to be live on my Facebook again. I don't love doing lives on Facebook. I mean, I just don't. Like, it is not something that I love. I don't like wake up in the morning like, let's go live to thousands of people. But I feel in every single way that if I am committed and if y'all are committed, our team will fire through this year. I firmly believe that with every single ounce of my being. I know corporate is watching our team. They're watching the things that we're doing and the momentum that we have right now. And so I am right there with you. I'm committed to doing the hard things because just like DeDe said, my back door has been closed forever, but my back door is like closed, sealed shut, armored shut, like nobody getting in the back door. And I am firmly committed to creating emeralds on this team this year. Like, I want y'all to be six-figure earners and doing all the things and have the freedom that you talk about. And so some of y'all know I've been coming at you a little bit hard because I want you to stay committed to the process. And that's the only way to be uber successful in this is if you really want to stay consistent to what you want. And I will never be that friend that's like, oh, take some time off, think about all your stuff. I'm like, y'all know me. And I really feel like this is the avenue and this is the way to do it. And so if you have any questions about this, please reach out, please let me know. But do not be afraid that I've signed 4 people in the last, I don't know, 18 hours. And every single one of them were people that have talked to me about it before. That's a lot. 2 of them, they had just mentioned it briefly to me before, but it's follow up with them and it's putting up the posts and then it's sending messages to people. This is not like a boat that people are just jumping into, right? With us casting out the line over and over and being really bold with people about coming in. And every single one of them already knows that they're getting 3 codes from Plexus, and I'm talking to them about who their first person is. Not because you have to have accountability, right? Like, this is not something that is hard. The products are not hard to take if we take them. But I'm telling every single one of them, you have 3 codes. All we ever do in life is share things with people. So who do you do life with? And getting names from them and then scheduling 2 of them already. I have events on the book. And this is not rocket science as far as it is the same thing that I tell y'all all the time and the messages that I'm sharing in there with you. It's people over points and just making sure that they hear your heart in this. And so always, y'all, last thing before we hop off, if you need me to look at messages, if you're sending messages to people and you just feel like you're not getting messages back, whatever that looks like for you, I want all day, every day, my phone to be blowing up. Like, you cannot message me too many times. If my phone is silent, I feel like there's a problem. Like, we're not moving and we're not in momentum, and I never want that. So send me as many messages as you need. I will help you type out messages to people, not because I have all of the right answers, but because I know what we have and I have so much belief in this company and in this team. And I want y'all to get wherever you want to be, whether that's gold or ruby or emerald or diamond, whatever that is. This is the time. Like, I 1000% know that we will look back on this year and know that it was a time that we were able to build and run with this if you stay consistent with it. Okay, I talked really fast. Any questions before we hop off? All right. I love you, ladies. I'm excited to jump over into the team chat and continue it for anybody that has anything you need. All right. Good night, everybody.